Hi Gemini, how are we? I'm just doing our readings for the month of May 2023. We will be looking at general love as well as doing some shadow work at the end there as well. Um, let someone let me know whether we prefer this lighting or how it was in the previous videos. My light has actually just gone, so I do need to get a new, more direct sort of light. But if you do want me to sort of leave the videos using this light, that's fine as well. I'm just sort of, I personally prefer to do readings in the more intimate sort of lighting. But you know, if you guys prefer this lighting, let me know. Okay. But basically, just getting into the monthly reading this month there. You know, make sure if you do comment, you will sort of go in the draw for a free personal read as well. I hope the retrograde isn't you know, too hard on anyone this month. That does last until about May 14, I believe. So hopefully no one's having too big of a drama with the retrograde. But getting into your reading there, Gemini, I don't mind me taking timestamps and whatnot as well. For the general portion, I will be using the Slavic folklore Lenormand deck there. For the love portion, I do have the Lenormand of Japan as well as the Island Time Wellness. And then when we do get into just a little bit of shadow work, nothing too dramatic for the monthly reading there, we do have the Heal Yourself reading cards. Okay, and if you are interested in the shadow work, keep your eye out for the monthly shadow work reading every full moon as well. But I'll just get sort of straight on into it for us there, Gemini. So we'll start with the general portion for you there. So what's going on for Gemini in May 2023, please? Okay, and I will grab you a finances, job, career card there. See if we can see if anything is going on. And this month we're sort of looking at platonic relationships in our life as well. So talking about, like friends, family, that kind of a thing. So we'll get a couple of cards for the platonic relationships around Gemini. And then just anything else that Gemini needs to know for May 2023, please. Okay, so for your general energy there, we do have the crossroads as well as the ring card. Okay, so looking at cycles this month, Gemini, the ring really does talk about the cycles that we're finding ourselves in. So all sorts of cycles that can sort of talk about it. Can talk about, like cooperation and promise and actual connections and relationships as well. But I feel like it's sort of choosing for you with the road there. The road really does talk about choice and following your path, so to speak. So I feel like it's sort of talking quite a lot about, what sort of relationships you actually want to pursue, which sort of relationships you do not want to pursue. So I'm sure we'll see a bit more about the relationship side of things when we look at the platonic relationships, and then once again at the love connections coming through for you, Gemini. But yeah, really when it comes to the cycles, we are sort of seeing that when it comes to cycles, it's sort of really talking about looking at the cycles that we have had in our life, whether good or bad, and sort of deciding whether you want to continue down that same path or whether you do sort of want to end that cycle and move on to, bigger and better, or whatever it may be for you. So, really looking at the cycles that have sort of been around in our life. We do tend to go through quite a lot of, similar themed things with different people and so on and so forth. So really just looking a little bit at the cycle of your life at the moment, I feel, Gemini. When it comes to finances and your job and career, we do have the anchor this month. So there could be a bit of an energy of your career sort of weighing you down at this current time. Feeling a bit weighed down by your finances and career. A bit of an aspect there, maybe a little bit stuck. But it really does actually have quite a strong message with the anchor as well, for resilience and a bit of restraint as well. So when it does come to the restraint message, I would sort of be inclined to say, be careful of your spending this current month, this May 2023 there. Just be a bit, you know, um, restrictive of yourself and how much you restrain yourself a little bit from overspending, but also when it comes to work type issues, really finding that resilience within yourself as well. We might just be feeling a little bit stuck when it comes to work this month. The anchor really is something that it sort of holds us down in one spot for now, so sort of no movement one way or another. But when you sort of think about it, when it's a ship being held down with that anchor, that anchor always does get pulled back up so that ship can set sail once again. So it is actually, that the calm before the storm kind of vibe with the anchor as well. Like not necessarily bad. It's just sort of talking about, that calm period where we're just sort of staying in one place with things at the moment. We're not moving forward, but not moving backwards either. Okay, so just sort of in that in between at the moment, Gemini. Okay, and when it comes to our social networks, our platonic friends and family, we are seeing the Garden, which is a great card to see when it comes to platonic relationships, as well as the Mountain. Okay, so we do see with the Garden. The Garden is a super social sort of card. It does talk about, meeting up with people, getting out and about, having those restful social type events, sort of recharge your batteries a little bit with the social events and those sorts of things. But we are also seeing the Mountains. So, we might be finding, we are putting in quite a lot of hard work when it comes to those platonic connections at the moment. We might be finding a few delays or challenges being faced with the platonic connections, but with every Mountain card, there really is that sense of putting in that hard work to climb up the mountain. But once you're at the top, you sort of can see your way clear. Okay, so it really does have that energy of that hard work really is worth the opportunities that will arise. Okay, with the Mountains. So I like, like I said, the Garden is actually like a super positive for social sort of card, so, but I'm sort of, I'll just grab another card for that Mountain there. Can we get a bit more clarity on that Mountain for Gemini when it comes to platonic connections, please? Okay, so I feel like that hard work is just sort of in your own thoughts, in the back of your head, so we are seeing the clouds there. Okay, so the clouds really does talk about thoughts and, sensitivities. It can be talking about a bit of confusion or possibly a friend or family member, who may potentially have something a little bit hidden. The clouds can sort of cloud things over a little bit, and hide things. It's never really anything drastic, but that may be sort of why we're feeling that we are needing to put in quite a bit of work with a particular connection at the moment. I do feel as though this is just one particular connection, but in general, you're sort of getting out and about and being quite sociable there. And the weird vibe I'm getting too is that the Garden is definitely sort of more friendship based, and this particular person, maybe someone within the family. Okay, I'm feeling that it is a little bit more, or someone close to you, and you're just having a bit of a bit of a feels like a bit of a challenge at the moment with the way, a bit of confusion going on with that connection at the moment. Okay, so but with every cloud, there is a silver lining. So it's really talking about, your thoughts. You have the power to decide whether your thoughts are going to be, confused or positive or negative. Okay, so it's really talking about clearing those thoughts out for yourself, and not having self-doubt when it comes to any family connections or things like that, I feel. Okay, so when it comes to anything else important that you might need to know for May, we are seeing the ship and then the key as well. Okay, and so when we had that anchor over there in our career, feeling a little bit stuck with our finances and our career, I feel like this is just letting us know, don't worry, because that ship will set sail soon. Okay, so maybe that's why we are seeing that anchor energy, because you may actually be saving up for a trip or something along those lines, some sort of travel or journey that you might be going on. So say that's why we're sort of needing to just stay put a little bit with our finances at the moment, so that we can sort of save up for this trip that might be upcoming for you. So the ship really does talk about journeys, and your ship's setting sail, and all your ships are coming in. Okay, which it definitely could be your ships coming on in for you there, loaded up with cargo, coming into port, and soon to deliver all this beautiful cargo straight to you there. Because with the key really does talk about success. Okay, and it is a bit of a financial card as well, so it kind of does really link back up with that anchor energy. So we might be sort of seeing that at the start of May, we're going to be sort of in that anchor energy, but it's sort of letting you know that, it's worth it to, save your money, show that restraint with finances and your career, because, that ship is not very far away for you. Even if this is not towards the end of the month there, it's definitely showing that those ships coming on in, and you're going to be met with a lot of success. Okay, so there really is, new doors do open up for you with the key card there. It does, it unlocks, new avenues of life. So once again, back to that crossroad card, it really could be unlocking some sort of new paths for you in your life, and with these cycles, and I think that's important to note as well, that that financial thing, it is just a cycle as well, Gemini. You're in this cycle at the moment. The point you're at the moment is the still part. Okay, the base of that cycle, where things just easily, like, just floating a little bit there, but then we're going to rush back around into this success, and the cycle will come back around to success once again, so even if you're having a bit of a lull at the moment when it comes to your career or your finances, we definitely are seeing, that ship bringing on in some success soon for you as well. So I feel like they're both sort of the same sort of energy. So I do feel like that may actually be connected to your finances or your job. Okay. I do, like, just instinctively, I'm feeling it is more to do with the finances, and talking about, make sure you're saving up for, there might be an unexpected trip that's going to open up new doors for you, or something along those lines. I do feel that it may be more financial rather than your actual, workplace or business or whatever it is there. But they're all kind of linked up together anyway, aren't they, right? But we'll jump on over into your love messages there, Gemini. So we'll have a look for the month of May. What love energy is coming in? What love energy is Gemini in for May? I suppose there's a good starting point. How is love for Gemini May 2023, please? Okay, and so I'll just grab one more to clarify that energy for me there. Okay, and once again, it's actually linking back up to what we were just talking about with that general portion, but I will sort of grab you a few cards directly in regard to people. So if there's someone that you are already thinking about, Gemini, the person that's already in Gemini's energy, what can you tell us about that connection, please? Okay, and is there any new love energy coming in for Gemini in May, please? Any new love energy for Gemini? Okay, and I will just grab you an oracle as well for your love portion. Gemini for May 2023, please. Okay, so with your energy, Gemini, we are seeing the female energy as well as that anchor energy once again. So it's feeling like it's all sort of connected for you at the moment. Your finances may be sort of affecting how you are behaving when it comes to love and looking for love, or how you actually if you're already in a connection, how you're displaying love and those sort of things. You might be feeling a little bit stuck at the moment. I am getting that energy of, like maybe that's, like I said, I feel like it could definitely be related there. Maybe you're sort of, that people talk about the love languages, and maybe you're like more along the lines of a gift giver. Okay, because I'm feeling that you are really wanting to be, softly, but also very generous as well. And maybe you are just feeling a bit held back with love at the moment because you're not able to, physically show that with, gifts or taking someone somewhere or something like that. I'm just feeling that there may be a financial connection with this once again. So but once, like, if it's not, if you don't feel like finances have any bearing on your love life at the moment, it is sort of just letting you know that you are in that more feminine, soft, more emotional type energy at the moment, whether or not you are a female or not. But and if you don't sort of feel that you are in a feminine energy, maybe needing to focus on a more feminine energy and what that means for you at the moment, so that we can sort of just be stable and secure. The anchor doesn't have to weigh us down, but it can just be just that. That anchor in a storm to help us weather those crazy storms. So sometimes an anchor is actually super necessary for that sort of a thing. It doesn't always have to just weigh us down and hold us in one spot. But yeah, just feeling once again that we are just sort of a little bit stagnant at the moment with our own energy there, Gemini. And I am getting there, the winter card as well. Okay, so that was sort of a bit of clarification for that anchor card, and so that can actually be talking about, even though you are needing to be quite feminine at this time, or wanting to be quite feminine, or you are, in this quite soft, romantic kind of energy, you may actually be acting a little bit cold to people, and not even sort of realizing it. You may be acting just a little bit defensively, that kind of a vibe, a little bit icy, when it comes to how you are sort of coming across to potential love interests. So I'm feeling like that's other people's perception rather than your actual energy, though. So I feel like you are more in this feminine energy, but for some reason other people may be perceiving you just as a little bit cold or icy, this month. Obviously it is the winter card as well, and I do read the seasons as my own. So winter comes in at the end of May. Okay, so when we're talking about love here, we might be finding that we're in this sort of pretty still stable energy for the whole of May, and then it's not until the end of May that we're going to see some of these other energies sort of popping up a bit more. But when I've grabbed the oracles there, I have grabbed the camera as well as the coffee cup. Okay, so the coffee cup, obviously, I feel like going out with friends, that social garden card that we saw before, definitely get out there and meet and greet friends or whatever. You may actually meet someone through that sort of a thing, but it does say meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. Okay, so maybe focusing on your friend group might be actually more important than love for you at this time, Gemini. And it's sort of really, I feel like it's just going to give you that help you just in general, as well as help uplift your love energy as well. Okay, And then the camera there, that does say reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learning from the past, and making memories. Okay, so I feel that that could be talking about, this person that is already in your energy. Okay, because when it comes to the person that is already on your mind or is already in your energy, whether you are with this person or not, I am seeing a repeated card to that crossroads card that we had in our initial general. Okay, so in the initial, it was sort of saying about, that potential of choosing new paths, choosing if we want to follow this path when it comes to cycles and or connections. Okay, so it definitely could be linking up with this person who is already sort of in your energy when it comes to love. Okay, so it's definitely talking about, having to make a bit of a choice or decision when it does come to love. So you may have, I'll jump straight over here because I'm seeing when I've asked about new energy, I did get the fish card, okay, and that means abundance. So I am seeing like a multitude of options headed your way. So whether you're sort of choosing to stick with this person who's already in your energy, or you are choosing to, maybe I want to explore new options, you've got all those options open to you at the moment, and it's really up to you where you want to actually go and which path you want to take with that. But when it does come to this person who is already in your energy, I am also seeing the birds and the yes card. Okay, so if you had a particular, if there's a particular reason that you want to know about love, and it has to do with that particular person, the answer is yes. But just in general, that's like yes, they're a great choice for you. I feel, yes, they could possibly be something fantastic for you in your life. It's just basically saying that yes, that would be a great choice for you, Gemini, that particular person. So if you do have someone in mind, or you are already with somebody, yes, it's great. Fantastic, like it definitely could be a really super positive path for you when it comes to that person. And then with the birds there, that can talk about a bit of chatter, so talking quite a lot, can talk about phone calls and that sort of a thing, but quite a bit of excitement with the birds as well. Okay, so, some sort of, I feel like it's got to do with, having a bit of a gossip or a bit of a chatter with that person that may already be in your energy, and they may actually be, you might be trying to move somebody from that platonic relationship to something a bit more, with that coffee cup showing through, for love, and then having the garden in your platonic energy, so, well, like I said, that person may be somehow connected to your friends group. So, having a good chat with them may actually serve you really well this month. So finding time to, sit down and just have a chat, sort of vibe with that person. If you're unable to physically do that, having a phone call with that person may be helpful as well as just exchanging, you know. And it can be, it can also have a little bit of a side note of, gossip or rumors and that sort of a vibe as well. So that may somehow become relevant to some of the Geminis out there, that there may be a little bit of gossip exchanged with that person as well. Um, but there, like I said, with the new energy, we do have that fish card there. So lots of little fish in the sea for you, if you do choose to go that way. If you are looking for new energies, you definitely have some options available to you. And then we have got the spring card there as well. Like I said, I do read for my own seasons. So spring, we're talking like September, October, November. Okay, so those options will really be, if you do take one of those options, they really will be coming into fruition come, spring for me, September-ish. And then, but we do also read the spring card, as it does have quite a strong flower feel to it as well. So we do find that it could be talking quite a lot about, just willing to give to this, so if you're willing to give to someone new, they will definitely be willing to give to you in return. All these energies kind of feeling the same here. So no matter what option you take, I feel like you really do have some positive energies surrounding pretty much whichever option you choose to take. So pretty good little looking for you there with love, having plenty of options that they all do seem like they could be really great options for you, Gemini. But if you do choose someone new, that that maybe it won't just be sort of jumping straight into anything super committed immediately. It might just take a little bit more time to become fully abundant for you there. And like I said, that is the abundance card, so it does really talk about good fortune and things like that as well. So definitely seeing positive outcomes no matter which way you choose to go on that path with love. So let me know, Gemini, let me know how you go with that. But moving over into your shadow work portion there, like I said, just doing a quick little shadow work there. Just some important shadow work you may want to look at for May 2023. If not, that's fine as well. That's, it's a very individual thing, self-growth and whatnot. But if you are interested in shadow work, keep an eye out for my full moon readings. I will be delving into the shadow work stuff a little bit more. Okay, so Gemini, shadow work for May, please. Okay, so the first card I have drawn there is the procrastination card. Okay, so we have seen that anchor come through twice in your reading today, and like I said, that can be talking about being quite stagnant, being quite stuck at the moment. And once again, what's another word for that? Procrastination sometimes can be part of that as well. So it's asking you to sort of look at, are you just going through a more steady period in your life, or are we actually procrastinating and not making those choices that we need to be making, following those paths that we do want to follow, like, are we actually procrastinating? Okay, so I think that's pretty self-explanatory for everybody there with the procrastination. Like, it's really just asking you to sort of work out, when you do decide, like when you know what path you want to follow, why are you not following it? Okay, so it's just sort of, yeah, if you feel like you maybe are procrastinating just a little bit, it's sort of just spirit calling you out a little bit there. So but obviously it may not be every single Gemini that is in that procrastination mood. It may just be that natural ebb and flow, so it's a collective reading, so it's going to resonate with some people more than others. Okay, and then we are seeing the sexual arts card coming on through there. So I think that's sort of just letting us know that, when we're talking about those abundant new choices, that we're not just talking about love connections as well. Okay, so I feel like Gemini, I think it was like last week or in one of the all signs reads, Gemini was getting quite a abundant sort of energy and availabilities for them as well. So you guys might be in a little bit of a player mode at the moment as well. So I feel like too, are we being true to ourselves? Are we procrastinating and just being in this more sexualized mood because we're procrastinating actually starting long-term connections? Or is this what we actually, is this the path we do actually want to follow? I feel like that's just sort of, once again, just sort of letting us know, you might just want to look at that a little bit, Gemini. Are you being a player, or, is that exactly what you want to be at the moment? Or are you coming across like you're only interested in this rather than connections? You know what I mean? So maybe that's why we're coming across a little bit icy as well when we saw that in the love portion as well. But if you feel like that's not you. It definitely could just be sort of letting you know, get in touch with this side of yourself and work out exactly what it is that you do want, when it comes to the more physical side of things. And, get on manifesting that, and, choose that direction. If that's something you feel like you need to explore a little bit more, definitely could be talking about that as well. But, thanks so much, Gemini, for sticking with me. And hopefully, I'll see you all again soon. Thanks.